You are sitting in a quiet room. Nothing is wrong. You are completely safe. And yet, somewhere at the back of your neck, there is a feeling, a low hum, a sense that something might be watching you. You didn't choose that feeling. You can't turn it off. And that's exactly the point. Your brain is not living in the present. It is running ancient software, written not for the world you live in today, but for a world that wanted to kill you. A world of darkness and claws and things that moved fast through tall grass. Your brain doesn't know that world is gone. It never got the update. Go back 2 million years. Your ancestor walked upright, roughly like you, but lived inside something modern humans can barely imagine. Every night was a negotiation with death. Lions, hyenas, leopards. Things that could smell you long before you could see them. All your ancestor had was a nervous system that was very, very good at being afraid. The psychologist Martin Seligman coined the term preparedness to describe what happened next. Evolution doesn't just shape your body, it shapes what your brain learns to fear. Snakes, spiders, sudden movements at the edge of your vision, the feeling of being watched from behind. These fears don't need repetition. They arrive with you at birth. Seligman showed that phobias of ancient threats were acquired faster and died harder than fears of modern ones. People rarely develop phobias of cars, even though cars kill far more people than snakes ever have. Your brain doesn't update its threat list based on statistics. Now think about what that means for how you move through your day. You walk into a room full of strangers. Your heart rate ticks up. You scan faces. You find the exits without deciding to. Your ancestors who walked into unfamiliar groups without scanning sometimes didn't walk out again. You are descended from the scanners. The neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux spent decades mapping fear inside the brain. What he found is not flattering. The amygdala, a small structure deep inside your skull, processes threat signals before the conscious, thinking part of your brain even knows something is happening. You flinch before you think. You fear before you decide to fear. Ledoux called this the low road, a shortcut built specifically to respond without waiting for reason to catch up. In the ancient world, that shortcut saved lives. In your world, it fires when your boss sends an email with no greeting. Here is the twist. The problem is not fear itself, it is fear that never resolves. Anthropologist Daniel Lieberman distinguishes between acute stress and chronic stress. Acute stress, the burst of adrenaline when something actually threatens you, is a biological gift. It sharpens your senses, then subsides when the threat is gone. Your ancestors' stress system had a clear on-off switch. A lion appears, you run, the lion leaves, stress ends. But your stress system now faces threats that never leave. The deadline, the debt, the unread message. Your amygdala cannot distinguish between a lion and a mortgage. It keeps the alarm running, low and constant, never quite off. Researcher Randolph Nesse calls this the smoke detector principle. A smoke detector is calibrated to be oversensitive on purpose. False alarms are a minor inconvenience. Silence during a real fire is death. Your nervous system follows the same logic. It would rather alarm you 100 times unnecessarily than miss the one time the threat is real. Every flash of anxiety that turns out to be nothing is not a malfunction. That is the system working exactly as designed. You can know all of this. You can trace the mechanism from its evolutionary origin to the precise neurological pathway. And tonight, when the room goes quiet and the feeling creeps back across your shoulders, it will still come. Because the system that creates that feeling is older than knowledge. It predates language. It predates the part of you that reads and understands and makes sense of things. That low hum in the quiet room, that is the sound of your survival. That is the inheritance of every human who saw something move in the dark and lived to remember it. You are safe. Your brain just doesn't know that yet. And honestly, it was never really designed to.